How's it going today, everybody, and welcome back to Shaner's Mechanic Life. Today I got a Kubota RTV1140CPX here with a D1105 engine in it. Complaint is low power and it's smoking. I asked them, smoking? What color is the smoke? They said black. And generally, black smoke is usually caused by either overfueling or not enough air to match that fuel. So first thing I always do is verify the complaint, and I like to use as many senses as possible when I'm doing a diagnosis. The information I give you in this video can apply to any diesel engine, not just this one, and even gasoline engines as well. So I started it and ran it, and sure enough, yeah, it's smoking black and it's very low on power. In fact, when you try to accelerate, it'll actually stall out on itself. And like I said, I like to use as many senses as possible when I'm diagnosing something. When I start it up, run it, you can feel it start to labor, and when I shut it off, I heard something different. Let me show you. I'm going to fire this thing up, run it, and listen for the engine to stop, and then listen to the exhaust. Did you hear and see that? Smoked black really bad, and I had my foot all the way to the floor. That was full throttle. That's all she had in neutral. And after the engine shut off, you could still hear exhaust gases coming out of the muffler as well as smoke. What that's telling me is that possibly that muffler is so restricted that the exhaust gases that are coming out are building up pressure inside the system, inside the muffler, to the point where the engine just can't exhale anymore. And when the engine's shut off, all that pressure is still in the exhaust and slowly trickles out the tailpipe. Now the question is the engine running rich and burning black smoke like that causing soot to plug up the muffler? Or has the muffler broken down internally, causing the restriction, not letting the engine breathe and causing the black smoke? One way to try it is you can undo the exhaust and run it, see if it runs better, and monitor your smoke. Or I happen to have another unit in for service with the exhaust off of it. I'm going to try swapping exhausts and see what that does to our problem. To do that, it's actually quite simple. Just remove these 3 bolts, get this bracket out of the way, remove that one, get your heat shield out of the way, and then your connection to the manifold will be there. And then go around to the back. You can undo these 2 bolts, and the exhaust system should just pull out of the way. These bolts are all 12mm. Be careful if you're doing this while it's still warm. It'll be very hot, as it says there. And now we've got these 2 nuts, and they are 14mm. One, two. Now you can go to the back and undo those back bolts. They are also 14mm. And there we go. And with a little jiggling and wiggling, get your exhaust free. You can lower your dump bed and then pull the rest of the exhaust out the back. Now you can grab your new one, or the used one I'm using. Once you get everything in place, you can go ahead and start putting all your nuts and bolts back in. And now that we've got our other exhaust on, let's start it up and see what our situation is. Number one, is it smoking black? And number two, is it breathing a lot better? Let's find out. And that should tell us if the engine's smoking, causing the exhaust to plug, or the exhaust is plugged, causing the engine to smoke. Let's fire it up and see. Well, I'd say that's much better. As far as the black smoke, that was virtually gone, and it revved up much higher, as you could hear. And also, when I shut it off, you didn't hear the exhaust pressure bleeding back through the muffler. So that tells you 100% the old muffler was plugged. Now you may be asking, what does a clogged exhaust or high back pressure have to do with an engine smoking black? Well, if you look at it this way, an engine is basically just like your lungs. You breathe in, you breathe out. And if you take in a deep breath, like your intake stroke on your engine, it's full, and you go to exhale and you can't, you're not going to be able to inhale until you exhale. And that's what the problem was with this engine. It wasn't exhaling. The muffler was clogged, and it was causing that air, just like the air in your lungs, to be stuck there. And if your lungs are already full of air, you're not going to be able to breathe in more air. And that engine is already injecting a metered amount of fuel, not getting extra air in, therefore causing a rich condition, smoking black. And by me using as many senses as possible, when I first started checking out this problem, I was able to figure it out pretty quick where the problem lied. You know, basically you shut the engine off and you still hear exhaust coming out and still see smoke coming out. We definitely had a pressure buildup problem. I could have dove into the injector pump or threw some new injectors at it, thinking that maybe the injectors are blown wide open. That would have cost nothing but money and wouldn't have even fixed our problem. Hope you found this video helpful, informative, and entertaining. And I definitely hope it helps someone save a lot of money and a lot of time in diagnosing their Kubota RTV1140CPX like this, or any diesel engine or any gasoline engine for that matter. So just take your time when you first start looking at a problem, think clearly, look at all the signs and symptoms, and then figure out your process from there. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button, notification bell in the bottom right hand corner. That way you get notified when we get new videos coming out. Well, that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good night and keep wrenching.